saying hello again today with Robin Gerlach from our bicycle tour through Buenos Aires. And you might be surprised bicycling in Buenos Aires when you look at the traffic here. It's pretty substantial traffic, but bicycling in Buenos Aires is now being promoted actually by the local politician and by the governor of the province, right?
Absolutely.
And he's implemented bicycle trails for the last 18 months or so?
Correct.
What's his name?
Mauricio Macri.
Very good. And while we were cycling, let me show our bicycles here. BikingBuenosAires.com. While we were bicycling, you already started to tell me some very interesting things about Buenos Aires and Argentina in general, about who came here and when and the cultural backgrounds and how it all comes together. Give us a little brief overview again of what makes up Argentinian and Buenos Aires culture.
Well, it's a very good question. A lot of people say that an Argentine is an Italian who speaks Spanish and has the mindset of a French, but has the mindset of the French and wants to be British.
Oh, okay.
They're very complex, and the majority of the immigration has come from Spain and from Italy. Right here we have the Spanish embassy.
Yes.
And ironically, right across the street, we have the Italian embassy. And this is where a lot of the culture and customs have come from. From back in the late 1800s to the early 1900s, they're coming from Genoa, Italy, and they're arriving in the port of La Boca. And in La Boca, when you're down there, you'll notice that there are a lot of conventillos, or what they call their homes, where families would gather 8 or 9 people into one room, and so there are multiple families in one big building.
Wow.
Yes, and in San Telmo, many of the wealthy Argentines used to live in San Telmo in these big, elaborate mansions. And in the late 1800s, yellow fever came into the port of La Boca, and all of the wealthy families left San Telmo and went up to their estancias out in the province or in Recoleta.
Okay.
So the poor people of the port moved into the wealthy people's homes, took over, and so what was once a bedroom of a wealthy person became a home for 7 or 8 of the poor Italian or Spanish immigrants at the time. They needed a way to make money. They started selling off antiques as a way to get by. Antiques that the rich people had left behind, they took nothing with them because they thought it was all infected by cholera or the yellow fever. And so they left it all behind, and the poor people started selling it off as an antique fair in San Telmo, and that exists today.
Oh, really?
And that is how the tradition came about in San Telmo. So, got off on a little bit of a tangent, but the point is, the majority of the culture and